Hello friends, today we are going to see exercise of third chapter, which is diversity in living things and their classification. Let's start the session. First question is the match the pairs. Okay, group A. In group A they have given the types of animals, and in group B they have given the examples. First of all, amphibian. From these three examples, which is amphibian animal? We have to find that. The amphibian animals are such an animal which can live on earth, means which can live on land, and which can also can live in a water. The frog is such an animal. Frog can live in water also and can live on land also. That's why frog is an amphibian animal. Second is a vertebrate. Vertebrate animal are the animal who have vertebral column, and the monkey is the example of that vertebrate. Third is with a scale. The animal with a scale is a snake. Snake have a scales on their skin. Okay, that's why with scales animal is a snake. Next question is the who is the odd one out. We have to find. They have given the four examples of animal or a plant. We can call them an organism, and we have to find the odd one out. Okay, the odd one out from the group that we have to find. First of all, they have given the group is a fungus, mushroom, chrysanthemum, and spirogyra. The odd one out is chrysanthemum. What is chrysanthemum? Chrysanthemum is a flower. Other things that are given in this question. First one is the fungus, second one is a mushroom, and third is a spirogyra. All these three, fungus, mushroom, and spirogyra, don't have a flower or anything, and the chrysanthemum is a flowering plant. That's why this is out of them. Chrysanthemum is a flowering plant. Fungus, mushroom, a type of a fungus, and spirogyra and algae are all non-flowering organisms. Next question. Mango, banyan, palm, chickpea. Chickpea is odd one from this group. Why? Because mango, banyan, and palm all are types of trees. A small chickpea is a small herbaceous plant, means it is herb. Okay, next question is the group is grape, orange, lemon, and hibiscus. The odd thing from this group is a hibiscus. Why? Because grape, orange, and lemon all are fruits, while hibiscus is flower. That's why hibiscus is odd from this group. Next question. Sunflower, banyan, jowar, and bajra. The odd thing from this group is banyan. Why? Because banyan is a large perennial tree. What are the perennial tree? What are perennial tree? Perennial tree that lives for many years. While sunflower, then jowar, and bajra all are annual crops that complete their life cycle in 1 year. These three plants, sunflower, jowar, and bajra, can live for only 1 year, while the banyan tree can live for long time. That's why banyan tree is the odd one out. Next, guava, radish, carrot, and beetroot. The odd one out from this is guava. Why? Because guava is a fruit. Guava is a fruit which that grow on a tree above the land, above the ground. Okay, while radish, carrot, and beetroot are all root vegetable, meaning the edible part grow underground. Okay, the edible part of these plants, which one? The radish, carrot, and beetroot are growing under the ground. Under the ground. Okay. Okay. Next question is on animal groups. They have given deer. Okay. Next question is on animal. They have given the group deer, fish, man, and worms. The odd one out is worms. Odd one out is worms. Why worms? Because deer, fish, and man all are vertebrate animals with a backbone. Worms are invertebrate. That's why they are odd ones. The deer, then fish, and man are having backbone big, uh, so that they are vertebrate. Okay, and the worms are invertebrates. Next question: what is the difference? The third question is that what is the difference? The first question in that flowering plants and non-flowering plant. The basic difference is that flowering plants makes flowers to create new seeds. Their seeds are often found inside a fruit, okay, like in an apple or in a tomato. Non-flowering plant do not make flowers. They make new plants using things like spores, okay, or cones. Okay, next question. Difference between tree and shrub. A tree is a very tall and has one thick, hard, woody main stem called a trunk. And other hand, shrub is a shorter and has many smaller woody stems that grow from ground. Okay, the for example is a rose plant. Okay, rose plant is a shorter. It is not tree. It is called as shrub. Next one, difference between vertebrates and invertebrates. Simple one. Vertebrates are animals that have backbone, that is spine. For example, fish, cats, birds, and humans are vertebrates, while invertebrates are animals that do not have a backbone. For example, worms, insects, spiders, and snails are invertebrates. Okay? Vertebrates are animals with backbone, and invertebrates are animals without backbone. Next question. And next question, the fourth question is of true or false. The simple one. First question in that, the snail is an aquatic animal. Snail is a aquatic animal. Can we see snail on ground, on land? Yes, we can see snail on ground. That's why this statement is totally wrong. Snail can live in water also, and snail can live in land also. That's why the snail is not an aquatic animal. This sentence is said to be false. Next sentence is amphibians can live in air and in water. No, the amphibian can live on land and in water. Okay, that's why this sentence is also said to be false one. Next question. The function of the brain is well developed in invertebrate animal. The function of the brain is well developed in vertebrate animal. It is said to be true because the brain in vertebrate animal like a man or other animal like a cat or dog, the brain is well developed in these animals. That's why this sentence is can said to be true. The last one is the amoeba is multicellular animal. No, amoeba is unicellular. That's why this sentence is said to be false. Amoeba is unicellular. Okay, made up of a single cell. Next, write two names of each. First one, flowering plant. Simple one, rose and sunflower. Second one, non-flowering plant. Non-flowering examples for non-flowering plants are fern and moss. Example for tree, mango and banyan. Example for shrub, hibiscus and lemon plant. Examples for creeper, pumpkin and watermelon. Last one, an annual plant. Annual plant means the plants which complete their life cycle in 1 year. Such a plant are called as annual plant, and the example for this is marigold and wheat. Okay, next question. Okay, biennial plant. Biennial plants means the plants complete its life cycle in 2 years. The example for these are carrot and cabbage. Last one, the perennial plant. Perennial means the plants grows for many years. For that, the examples are mango and banyan. Next question. Write answer to the following. What are the parts of a plant? The main part of the plants are which one? Roots, then stems, then leaf, then flower. These are the flower, white color, and fruit. These red colors that we can see here are fruits, and these are the main parts of plant. Which one? Root, stem, leaf, flower, and fruit. Next question. What are the functions of the root? We all know that root has some functions. Which are they? Anchoring means it holds the plant firmly in the soil. Means by the help of root, the plant can stand in firm position. Next one, absorption. The root main function of the root is of absorption of water and essential minerals from soil for plant growth, right? Then the storage. Some roots store foods like carrot and a radish. These carrot and radish are basically they are roots. They are roots, and they store the food of the plant. That's why they have showing some modification, and that storage food which we use as food for us. Okay, next one. Here I have to say something. The potato is not a example of root. Potato is a stem. Okay, stem with a storage food. Okay, next question. Why is it necessary to classify living things? Why it is necessary to classify living things? It is necessary to classify living things to identify and study them in an organized way, understand the vast diversity of life on earth, and third one is the learn about the similarities, differences and relationship between different organisms. Okay, next question. What are the criteria used to classify living things? The answer is the criteria used to classify living things include their structure and body organization. For example, number of cells or a presence of organs. Their mode of nutrition. For example, if they make their own foods like plants or eat other like animals. Similarities and differences in their characteristic. For example, having a backbone or not. Vertebrate and non-vertebrate, that we know. Their habitat means where they are living in. Are they aquatic? Are they amphibian? Okay, such a criteria can be used for a classification of living things. Next one, tell some characteristic of creepers. What are the creepers? Creepers have very weak and soft stem. Creeper having weak and soft stem. They cannot stand upright. Okay, grow by spreading along the ground. They are growing along the ground. Okay, they don't have a strong stem to erect. Strong. They don't have a strong stem to keep erected. That's why they are growing along the ground. For example, the pumpkin plant or cucumber plant, that we are calling them creepers. Next one, explain the characteristic of herbs with a two example. Herbs are small plants with a soft green and non-woody stem. Soft green and non-woody stems. They have a short life cycle, very short life cycle of 2 3 5 4 months, usually lasting for 1 or 2 seasons, not a years, seasons. They are generally shorter than shrubs and trees. Examples are mint, coriander or spinach. Next one, on the basis of which criteria will you classify plant and animals? The same question. You can classify plants and animals based on the following criteria. Structure, whether they are tree, shrub, herb or creeper. Reproduction, whether they are flowering or non-flowering. Okay, and lifespan, whether they are annual, biennial or perennial. These are characteristic for classification of plants. Now for animals we can use backbone, whether they are vertebrates with a backbone or invertebrates without a backbone. Second is a habitat, where they live, such as an on land, terrestrial, or in a water, aquatic. Third one is a reproduction, whether they are oviparous or viviparous. Next question, what protects the bodies of animals? The different question. Different animal have a different covering that protect their body. For example, scales on fish and snakes, feathers on birds, fur or hair on a mammal like a bear and monkey, hard shell on a turtle and snakes. These are the things which can protect the animals. Okay, here we have finished the exercise for third chapter.